Welcome back to the final part of the 6 o'clock show, where we're about to be treated to an Italian classic for dinner with the fabulous Gareth Mullins. So what is it?
So what we're going to do is we're going to make some garlic bread quickly. So I've sliced some French baguette and I made some garlic butter. And this is literally just soft butter with a clove of garlic and salt and pepper. And all I want you to do is just brush whatever bread you like. So I got some sourdough baguette here, but you could use focaccia, or you could use just something that's going to toast well, I suppose is the way to do it.
And this is like a sliced loaf.
Slice pan if you want. You want? Bit of batch maybe, Martin. Yeah. Like me, fond of a bit of batch.
You're talking, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So then a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And dishes like these, so I'm doing a very simple tomato dish. There's no hiding, so you have to season correctly. And I know from this show, the chefs on here all the time and they're talking about seasoning constantly. What does that mean? We're talking about the amount of salt and pepper that's in there so we can taste the ingredients, but also the acidity if it's needed. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Buy one of these little graters, little microplane graters. They're very handy for this. And then this goes into the oven. So I've preheated the oven to 180, maybe 190 degrees. Remind me that's in there. That was hot. It's been a while since I've been in. How
long do you want it in for?
I'll put it in for about 4 or 5 minutes. We're just going to toast the bread. So then we're going to move on to the tomato sauce. So I've preheated a pan, some olive oil, and I've finely diced some shallots. Try and finely dice them if you can, okay? So if that means throwing them into a little hand blender, throw them into a little hand blender. Pinch of salt, good twist of pepper, and we're just going to start sauteing them off in olive oil without any colour, okay? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to release all the flavours from the onions. I'm going to add in a couple of cloves of garlic, which I've chopped. Martin, I know you're not a big fan of garlic, so if you don't like garlic, don't add it in.
It's fine.
Yeah? So what we're just trying to do is saute them off to release the flavours. A little bit more olive oil, and remember, we're making a pasta dish here, so the olive oil is one of the seasonings, okay? So you think of olive oil, lots of peppery notes in there, so that's going to help us build the flavour in the sauce. Okay, and then I've got a tin of chopped tomatoes. Try and buy a good quality chopped tomato. What do I mean by that? If they're 41 cents and you can get 9 tins, chances are they're probably not that great quality. So you don't have to buy the best ones in the store, but try and buy ones that are like, and you'll know what's a good tin of tomatoes taste like. It won't be really bitter and really acidic. It should be a little bit sweet, okay? So we bring that up to the boil then, and then I'm going to add in a spoonful of tomato puree, and then we're going to cook that out, okay? So that's our tomato sauce made. What that's going to end up looking like is this. So I actually just blended mine because I wanted it, but you don't have to. If you don't want to blend it, you don't have to.
How long did you cook that? You just...
About like 15, 20 minutes. And then after it's cooked, just taste it for the seasoning. What we're trying to do, we obviously don't want it salty, but you should be able to taste the tomatoes. You should be able to taste the pepperiness of the olive oil. And then I've blanched some pasta, but if we were doing this, if I was cooking this at home, I'd do this all at the same time. I don't have 10 minutes to... So I've pre-cooked it, I put it into some cold water, and I've cooked it al dente, which is a word that we use to the bite. So make sure the pasta is not really, really soft, okay?
Do you recommend fresh pasta or is the dried?
For this dish, I'd use dried. I would definitely use dried this, but fresh pasta is great. Tends to work a little bit better sometimes with a creamy sauce or an olive oil based sauce, but a tomato sauce I would always use dried pasta. What I forgot to put in that sauce, because I was concentrating on that oven,
I know, I'm looking at the time. We're doing all right.
Are we?
Are we about 2 or 3 minutes?
Yeah, and look at there, that's beautiful. So all we're going to do now is I'm going to finish the sauce off. So I've got some pitted olives, green olives. This is a little bit of seasoning. If your kids aren't going to eat it, don't add them in. I like to add in, especially at this time of year, some fresh tomatoes. Okay, so buy the ones in the supermarket. I don't know whether you can see that. These are like little tiger tomatoes, black ones and green ones. These all have fantastic flavour. They just go into the sauce.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, these are, especially at this time of year, try and pick these tomatoes up. They kind of have different textures. The really green ones are generally a little crunchier. So when we go to eat this dish then, it's going to have much more.
It's going to have a lot of stuff going on. Is there something going off?
Yeah.
The oven.
The oven. We're all right.
We're all right.
So now all we're going to do is we're going to finish off. So we're going to add in our pasta. I'm doing 2 portions here. I've got a couple of dishes, And literally, that's this dish almost ready. So, as you can see, it's very cost-effective and cheap. It's a tin of tomatoes and some pasta. Using the pasta water, I'm going to just let it down a little bit because it's a little bit too thick. And if you think about the pasta water, it's been cooking pasta where there's flour.
Yeah.
Okay, so that helps kind of bind the pasta if you want. And that's more or less it. I'm going to dish it up and I'm going to tear some of the beautiful basil and some of that mozzarella over the top. And we're almost ready.
And of course, if your kids are, which of course we've all done down through the years, if they're not sure about the olives, just blitz them as well.
You could, exactly.
Look at you.
But you're 100%
blitz
right,
them
Martin.
and say nothing.
Oh, look at this.
So, this is a classic Italian tomato pasta dish, which I think all of us should really learn how to make. It's not that difficult.
Well, you've just shown us how easy it is.
Yeah, it's very, very simple. And I promise you, everybody will enjoy this. And you might think, oh, but we're not getting any... Where's the meat? Or, you know, you could easily add in some chicken in there if you wanted to.
Absolutely.
Then a good shaving of parmesan.
It'd be fantastic. And Gareth Mullins
look at
just
that.
plating up here. Look at that. You put some mozzarella?
Yeah, so just tear the mozzarella, don't chop it up, and just place it around. I put a little bit of chopped basil on there, and then I finished it with a little bit more olive oil, and then our wonderful garlic.
Come on, can we give him a bowl of broth as well?
He's back in the studio.
Welcome
That's
back,
all we
Gareth.
got time for tonight. If you want to rewatch Gareth's recipe, you can catch it on YouTube by searching VNTV Food.